I'm Nestor Lara. Welcome to another ABAP Adventure. In today's video, we're going to be discussing what is abapGit and then go into how do you install abapGit on your system. With us here today is Lars Hvam Peterson, who is the creator of abapGit. Lars?
abapGit started around 10 years ago as an open source project, mainly used to share code across the internet on what was pretty popular back then, GitHub. What it does is basically it takes the artifacts from the SAP system, serialize those as files, and then push it to GitHub or any other Git compatible hosting platform.
That's a concept that's probably very unfamiliar to ABAP developers, but it is important because that enables you to edit your code without actually running an SAP system.
Taking some ABAP code and putting it into a file, and you can open this file with Notepad to actually edit the source code. That's kind of a revolution if you think about it. But anyhow, it's not a noble idea because this can be done with any other programming language, right? Git is basically the go-to currently for versioning code. So if you have developers in-house doing any other kind of programming language, they'll typically use Git for hosting the code, right? And yeah, why would you actually use it? So I think first of all, to actually get transparency into the code, to get visibility, what is the code that you have and what is the actual changes that are being made. With this visibility comes also a lot of other possibilities to set up more streamlined development processes. So setting up continuous integration, setting up peer reviews, setting up quality gates, running unit tests, and so on. The source code is open source, it's MIT licensed, so anyone can use it for whatever they like. I think recently we got up to 170 contributors to abapGit. So that is 170 persons that have actually changed or fixed some bugs, added features, and actively helped in the creation and maintaining of this piece of software, which is also kind of a revolution in ABAP because typically it's closed source, just a few developers working on a report here and there.
I used to travel a lot for work. One of the things that I used to always be jealous about is I would see another developer outside of SAP using their laptop on an airplane with no Wi-Fi. And the way they're able to do that is because most development doesn't require a live system connected to the internet for you to do development on. So by separating the code from the database, you're able to do offline editing, whether it's in Notepad++ or Visual Studio Code or whatever editor you choose. And you can actually get your work done offline and then apply, static analysis or whatever you need to that code.
But it's not a problem nowadays, right? So you can also get internet connections on airplanes nowadays, right?
Yeah, you definitely can. That's true. Showing my age now. So without further ado, let's get into how do you actually install abapGit. Today, we'll cover how to install the standalone version of abapGit. I've already created an SAP instance on Nuvei platform and logged in. Next, we'll go to the abapGit website, abapgit.org. One of the options here is the latest build. If I click on that, it gives me the raw version of the standalone code. I'm actually going to go back, right-click on latest build, then click on Save Link As. I'll save the program to my desktop. That looks good. Then I'll go to SC38 in my SAP GUI and create a new program, z abapGit _ standalone. I'll enter abapGit as the title, select executable program for the type, and select test program for the status. Then click Save. I'm going to select Local Object because I don't need this to be on a transport. It's not moving anywhere, it's just for my own use. And then the easiest way to upload the program is to go to your Utilities, More Utilities, Upload Download. Of course, we want to upload. And then select the abapGit standalone program that we just downloaded. Click Open. It'll take a second or two to upload. And then next, we need to activate the report. Now, depending on the size of your instance, this can take a few minutes. Great, we'll confirm the activation. And that's it. You can see how easy that was. However, there is one more step we need to take, and that's adding certificates. For that, we'll head back to our browser, go to github.com. Now this process will vary slightly depending on what browser you use, but we'll click on the Info tab here, click on the Connection is Secure, open the Certificate is Valid, go to Details, Export. Again, we'll save the certificate to my desktop. Then we head back to SAP GUI. We'll go to Transaction as Trust. First thing you'll notice is that we're currently in display mode, so let's switch to change. Expand SSL client anonymous. Scroll to the bottom, import certificate. Then we'll select the certificate that we just downloaded, which is saved to my desktop. We'll add the certificate to list. And now this is important. Don't forget to save. By saving, it notifies ICM of the latest certificate we just added. Now we can go back to SE38 and execute the abapGit standalone that we just installed. So as you can see, the process itself is incredibly easy. It might take a few minutes depending on your instance size, as well as if it's a new system. If you've only installed the standalone version, uninstalling it is as simple as just deleting that report. And you can also take a look at the abapGit documentation here. Again, abapgit.org. There's a tile for documentation, and then you can go to Getting Started, uninstall. You can also leverage the huge abapGit community. If there's any issues that come up or any questions, you can go into the GitHub repository for abapGit and create a new issue. Again, it's very active, so usually you get a response very quickly compared to other ERP providers that may take days to get back to you. And that's it. That opens the door to separating your code from the database. It's a revolutionary new approach within ABAP on how to move forward with your development process.
Yay.